And how many companies you applied?
I have no clue. I have applied for more than 200, 300 companies for sure. I was in a training with 5 people and 2 of them got laid off. They were not willing to sponsor me. Initially. If you do not sponsor me, I'll have to look for other opportunities. So I think they did not want to let me go.
And from the moment that you noticed to them, how many months left for your
The job itself. 6 months.
So this is my friend Vishnu. He did his master at UCD and he come from Kerala. We are going to talk about how to get a job in Ireland.
For me, what worked was first is LinkedIn. Update your profile with, if you have any experience, you can elaborate on what experience you had on your work experience section. Connect with HRs, connect with senior people from the company that you are interested in working in. Cold emails would be very beneficial. On LinkedIn, filter it, have parameters set for like the latest ones, and then start applying for each one. So that's how I started, and specific roles that you want to get into.
What is the cold email, as you mentioned?
Cold email is so you have a functionality on LinkedIn where you can, if you're not connected to that person, you still can send direct messages, DMs, the way Instagram has direct messages. The same way LinkedIn has direct messages as well. So you can get in touch with HRs, get in touch with senior position people who are working in senior positions, and give them cold emails. Let them know that I'm looking for so and so job roles in that specific company. I went through the job description. I like the profile. This is what I want to pursue as far as job is concerned. And all of that. That might help. Might help. Because the job market is a little dicey these days. You have to apply jobs as a job itself. So the way you have Monday to Friday 8 to 5 on jobs, put that time for applying into companies. Make sure your every single job profile is, you have to consider it as a full-time job for applying jobs. And only,
and how many months it took you from the...
Okay, so I got done with my master's in August and I got my job in April. Yeah, but then the thing is, this is my fault because I was in India for 4 months. I had some work there that needed attention, so I went there, completed the work, came back, and then started applying.
That's still very good.
It took me around three and a half months. I did part-time jobs during that time. I worked in a spa Delhi. Made sandwiches, ate sandwiches there itself.
So. I would like to say that if we have 2 years stamp 1G visa validate and starting for looking for a job, we can apply for some part-time job.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it is very good to have a part-time job when you are done with your coursework. Once you're done with your coursework, once you're done with your masters, you can apply for a part-time job, but work full-time hours. That's 40 hours a week. You can work. You can work.
We are not.
It will be in daily wages work. Working in coffee shops and all that.
Because as you mentioned, for looking for the job is a full-time attention. So many friends, they tried to just sit at home without doing any part-time job, full-time looking for the job, and then lots of email rejection or non-response.
So for me it was like that. Whenever I used to apply, let's say if I applied for 10 jobs in a day, I used to get 7 rejections in the morning itself. So it is a little depressing. I would say yes, it is definitely a little depressing. But I mean, if you have to get a job, you have to.
We have to have a stronger heart.
Thicker skin.
Don't you get a glass heart?
Oh no, it's not personal, right? It's not personal. It's how it is.
And how many companies you applied?
I have no clue. I have applied for more than 200, 300 companies for sure. For sure.
When I was in Trinity, I heard 2 Chinese girls, they were having conversation. I applied 5 companies, all get rejected. I'm despair. Next month, I'm going back to China. I was thinking, what was that? I applied for more than 100 companies and you apply more than 200 companies.
Easy.
And there's no cost, or there's only the time cost
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not filling the form. Some of the companies, they have very weird questions. Have you
Yeah.
ever served for ministry? And they ask lots of description, or you answer something, answer some question within 500 words or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And was that only LinkedIn, or did you get any reference from your
No.
seniors?
The thing is, when I was doing my masters, not a lot of people had too much. So we all were kind of freshers. I mean, we had what I had 3 years of experience back in India. So because I worked in India, I did not have any references that I could use here in Ireland.
Yeah.
So it would be as good as a fresher who completed his masters and looking for a job for the first time. So yeah, I was in the same boat.
Yeah, I got one reference from Microsoft. They were starting an AR team in 2022. Yeah, but eventually I chose to Ericsson, and then 1 month later, the friend who referenced me to say that it was the best option that you choose to Ericsson, because yesterday I heard the news that the entire team, even including the manager, get laid off by Microsoft. It was super wise choice. If you could have chosen Microsoft, I didn't know. I couldn't help you. I was feeling very guilty.
I'm lucky. We, in my team as well, the company that I'm working with right now, they were what? I was in a training with 5 people and 2 of them got laid off.
2 of them got laid off.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was a little tricky.
Yeah. So I would like to say, some companies doesn't sponsor visa. They knew that you have 2 years.
Yes.
STEM 1G, and then they just only signed the contract for 1 year.
Yes. So mine was not contract. Mine was a full-time permanent job.
Oh.
But they were not willing to sponsor me initially because I was on probation period and all of that. So once I was done with my probation, they got to see my work, and then they were like, okay. And also, I was like, if you do not sponsor me, I'll have to look for other opportunities.
Mm.
So I think they did not want to let me go. So that's when they were like, okay, we'll process with your skills visa. So that's how I stayed back.
Yeah, and from the moment that you noticed to them,
I worked here for around 6 months, and then within 6 months, I started like pinging my manager and my HR, saying that, hey, I have to get a sponsorship, or else I'll not be able to work with you guys. Yeah. So I was like, I put across them saying that I might have to look for other opportunities if you're not willing to sponsor me with my critical skills. They were initially wanted to keep me in general permit, but then I had my salary in the critical skills bracket. So it's like, please. And my job role also comes into critical skills.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, so we'll go with the critical skills, because Ireland generally permits 2 types of work visas, right? One is general permit, which is a 5-year visa to get stamp for, and then critical skills, which is 2 years visa to get stamp for.
Yeah, it's 20 months to be more precise.
Yeah, 21 months. 21
months. So that's why what I can learn from you is that
no, you cannot. I have to learn from you.
No, you are too humble. So you were about to expire. We shouldn't be feeling shy to.
Oh no, absolutely not. Because it's about your survival. So you have to make sure that you are upfront and very specific that you want certain things from the company, because I mean they're not a family member, so they'll not be supporting you otherwise emotionally or anything, right?
Yeah.
So they have to provide documentation which will help you get sponsorships.
Yeah.
And usually a lot of companies do help. It's not like every company is. I'm not saying my company is bad or anything, but I mean I've heard people saying that my company is not willing to sponsor and all of that. It is. There are certain cases about like this, but I mean a lot of companies are willing to retain their employees, so that's fine.
Yeah.
As far as I mean,
so I fear is that if we think that person is good, and he will feel the energy and he will treat you good. But if we think, the manager is asshole, or he will not care, he's very ego, and then later they will also feel, this is the way how you look, and they may probably treat the person as that way.
I would say that hiring a new employee is a little more costlier for them.
Yeah.
So retaining in my case would have been a little easy because I know the work. Yeah. I have been in that company for the last 6 months, and replacing me would be again spending 6 months on a candidate. I mean, giving him training sessions, paying him salary, and then deciding whether to keep him or not would be a little costlier option for them. So,
exactly, yeah.
So I think that's why they preferred sponsoring my visa than hiring a new employee. Probably, I don't know.
I absolutely agree, because nowadays some people connect me on LinkedIn. Because my LinkedIn profile, right? They said helping me to hire someone, and then it costs more or less than 10,000 euro to hire a new employee.
Damn.
And some of the company, their policy is that they don't charge anything, but until they successfully helped us to hire someone. But once they hire someone, we need to share 10 months salary to that agency.
Oh,
for that new employee.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
I have no clue about this.
Yeah, so that's why some of the company they can provide a reference. They say that okay, if you reference a friend and then that friend finally get a job through your reference, he can also get more or less than 2,000 euro paid.
Got it.
Yeah, I have that was my friend worked for TikTok taught me. Yeah, so that's why he was trying the best to help me to get the So when I was taking the interview for TikTok, what happened was that they asked me about relevant like animation project experience.
Okay.
I did a lot. But then they said that it could have been industry experience. You did it at training that is academic. But I say it's the same. So that's why nowadays when I'm starting my own company, I was inviting lots of the students. I told them that even though I'm not able to pay you at this moment, but I can give you the experience. It is a real company, real Irish company. You can get the real industry experience. And when you are looking for the job further, I'm going to try my best to write a reference letter, to write the internship certificate for you.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's why lots of people are helping me, and I feel that nowadays the younger generation, like the generation Z,
Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z. Yeah, they are super smart, very creative. However, lots of them they are struggling of getting a job. They can only spend 2 years working in the restaurants. Even Irish people is also the same. I feel it's not because there is not smart people, it's because there is not too much good jobs.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to improve the local employment rate. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to promote myself anymore. Another 3 questions I wanted to ask. Yeah, first, do you want me to ask one by one or ask you? Or can I say it together? So I want to ask you first is the interview process. How many rounds of interview and you will practice?
So the company that I'm working in, right?
Yeah. Generally, like the interviews you had for all of the companies, usually how many rounds? And if a person wants to prepare, like need code or HackerRank, any websites for the coding or whatever, you can suggest him to practice to prepare their interview. That's first. And the second, you remember when we observed in the Super Value, we see one Indian guy in the kitchen, but then all of his colleagues are Indians. And even I observed one bus driver is an Indian, and then another shift, they all are Indians. So we also have the saying, if a team, there is one Indian teammate or one Indian manager, and slowly the entire team will become Indians. So is that like Indian people like to help each other? Also people in Canada, it was like one person moved to Canada and then later slowly he bring all of his village, people from all of his village to Canada. Yeah. And then also, Indian people in America, they have the highest salary out of all of the other immigrations, and Chinese is the second. So I only ask you to share what's the way that we can learn from you guys, like help each other.
So let's start with the first question, which is the interview question.
Yeah.
So I got 4 interviews, and all of them were 2 of them were 2 round. And the other 2 was 3 round interview sessions for 4 different companies. The one that I'm working in right now, it was a 3 round. First was the telephonic round. They said, okay, we've got your profile, we like your profile, we would want to chat with you about this. So they discussed the salary ballpark and all of that. The second round was technical round. Wherein they asked me about OSM models and what is subnetting, what is physical interface, network interface, and all that. So, and the third was the managerial round, saying that what kind of work that I'll be working in the real-time scenario. And yeah, that's about it for the first for the company that I'm working in. The one that I got rejected from, I got into the telephonic, I got into the technical round. I screwed up my managerial round. So my manager was asking me few questions. I panicked, I fumbled, and I got rejected. And the other two were, I mean, the telephonic was itself very bad. So yeah. So the 4 companies that I got into. Okay, so the second question. As far as my Indian people, community, building a community. Luckily, I do not have any team members who are Indian. Yeah, so I work with a US-based company, and my manager is from US. My lead is from US. My colleagues are from US as well. So I'm the only. Oh no, there's one guy who is working from a different county. As my remotest job, I don't have to go to the office, so I'm lucky that way. But yes, to answer the third question, yes, Indians have the innate ability to build a community wherever they go. When one of the person goes there, they want
another village you come to Canada.
Few more people, from the family or friends or anything. So the biggest example is majority of the hotels, motels owned in the US are by a clan called as Gujarati people.
Yeah.
So yes, to answer that, yes, they know.
Are they Sikh people?
Sikh people are in Canada. So Canada.
There is more.
They go to Canada.
And I heard some of the people, maybe back to 1990s, some of the Indian people they started in Canada. It was very expensive, right? And then the entire village is built from land and money. But after he started in Canada, he has the calling to bring.
Oh yeah, that's how it is. So if one of your family members is in a position where he can afford calling the other person from your place, from your city, and like building them, growing them, making them financially sound, why would they not do that? So that's a good thing, I think. Building community, I mean, I think it's a good thing. So I had a friend of mine who used to have an agency of trucks back in India. He did the same thing in Canada. Now he drives a Tesla.
Oh, he drives
a Tesla. Wow. He has a Jeep Rubicon, which is like a 1 crore rupees car back in India.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so that's doing really well. He got everybody from his family back to Canada, and they're very well off now. So I don't see any problem with this, but yeah. So but then the problem is. So when I go to the gym, it feels like I'm in India. Yes, Chalra.
Yeah.
So it's the only problem is when I go to the gym right now, it feels like I'm working out in India itself.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks.
Cold pita?
Cold hai kya?
Zero sugar.
Perfect.
Lovely pizza.
So now